There's nothing better than amazing looking teak. Today, I'm gonna bring our teak back. Welcome back to the rudder. We are here at home and we are about to do some maintenance on our Mary Fisher 895. I love amazing caramel looking teak, so apparently it's my job to smick up the teak. That's okay, all good. Today we're going to go through all the steps to doing the cleaning through to doing the colouring of the teak. So it's a really rigorous process, but I want to start first of all by showing you there's certain areas of our teak that's a little bit more weathered than others, so we'll see a before and after. We've just been out overnight at anchor and we've just washed the boat down, so everything's nice and clean. We're sitting in the fab dock here and I want to take you on a tour to show you where it's a bit more weathered than others and what colour we're hoping for. So let's get on board. Before we do, this bit here, this is actually west, so this back bit here, when all the covers are on, the back swim deck treads get really hammered by the sun. So you can see it's a little bit wet at the moment, but it's really grey, especially in these sections. So these bits on the back swim deck need a bit of extra love. Jumping on board, so all of this area here is normally tucked away out of the weather. This section here, I love this colour teak here, it's beautiful. So we're going to bring it all up to that amazing colour. We don't know what's happened here, so we're hoping to do a bit of treatment on this spot here. We need to bring these seats forward and obviously treat the teak underneath the seats. That's why the engines are down at the moment. The other section we've got teak is down the gunnel section here, and again this section gets quite a bit of sun in the summer, so you've got that grey and it just looks really thirsty and needs a bit of love. You can see we've got a little bit of black on it. Now in winter this section here never gets any sun, so we've got a little bit of mold growing, so we're hoping to get rid of that with the cleaning process and then bring it up to that beautiful rich caramel colour as well. So today I'm going to take you on the three-step process to bringing your teak up to looking amazing. So the first step is the teak cleaner. That takes a little bit of brushing and scrubbing, making sure everything is nice and sort of clean before we do the brightener. This one here, it's got a little bit of acid in it, so we want to make sure we've got our thongs on to do that, or some flip-flops on to do that one. Then what we need to do is, it's going to be a little bit of a long process, and this is why we're trying to get these first two steps done now, because we need to make sure that everything is nice and dry before we do this product. Now, we've actually done the cleaning and brightening before. We maintain our teak a lot doing that, but we're going to add one third step into this because we want to bring that rich color back. We're not varnishing the teak. We actually prefer not to varnish our teak. I know some people like to varnish it. It's all a matter of opinion, and that's fine if you like to varnish, but we're actually just going to seal it. So we've got this product here. This one's called Honeytone. We were at a boat show recently and we saw all the product samples, and that's the color that I chose. So hopefully it comes up beautifully. So I guess what's left to do? We get started with the cleaner. Let's go. Okay, so step one is doing the cleaner, but before we do the cleaner, we need to wet everything thoroughly. So we'll get started with that. Then we are going to be using this teak cleaner. We're going to use a little brush down the sides and a bigger brush to get into this area here because it won't take as long. There's a bit of contention around this, so there's two different trains of thought around which way to go, whether you go with the grain or against the grain. Everyone has a different opinion to this. Please don't leave any nasty comments in the comments box below. We prefer to go against the grain because we've had expert opinion that if you go with the grain, you can hollow out the teak. So that's that's what we're going to do. So happy for you to leave any comments in the box below if they're kind, and let us know what you guys do. All good, be great to hear from you. So we're going to go against the grain so it doesn't hollow out the teak. We're going to get everything wet, and then we're going to do step one, cleaning. Getting everything nice and wet, making sure that we can get all the grime off before we put the teak brightener on. As I mentioned earlier, one of the places that gets hit the most, that is it dry. So you can see there the difference in colour. So hopefully the before and after shot will show how good this product is. So we'll give that a good wet. As I said to you before, that's in the full sun, especially in the afternoon sun. So it's pretty brutal in these back sections. All right, I'm gonna get going. Get as much of this done as I can. Getting into all these sections, you can see here how much of that mold is actually coming off. The circles are fine because that's not gonna, it's actually quite tricky to get into this space. Okay, just before I head down to the cockpit cabin area, I wanted to show you, this was extremely satisfying, this job. You can see just how much of that mold and algae has come up. So we've got to quickly keep going so it stays wet. So let's go into the cockpit. Be nice and generous with this cleaner because at the end of the day, what we're trying to do is get as much of the grime off as possible. And again, we're going against the grain, not with it. That's what we've decided to do. Better go as quick as we can while it's still wet. Satisfying. Look at all the rubbish coming off. Definitely needed to do this. Gotta get it nice and clean before we do that next step. Just gotta really get that hose nice and thoroughly before it dries. Super important, this step. You can see all the grime coming off it. So we've already given it a wash down, but you can still feel a little bit that soap underneath. So you really need to make sure you get the cleaner off before we go to the next step. So I'm just going to give it one more go over with the jet hose, and then we'll move on to step 2. So it doesn't matter how much water you put on it, because the next step, it needs to be super, super wet as well. So yeah, wash off as much as you can. Well done with step 1, the cleaning, and I'm really happy to say, I know it's still super wet, so you can't see as thoroughly as you could if it was dry, but remember this mark here, it's completely gone, so I'm really thrilled with that. So here we are, we're at step 2, and again, the teak has to be absolutely saturated for this. These are the only 2 steps we've ever done. Step 3 is new to us. So teak brightener, I've got some flip-flops on. This is acid, so you need to be really careful, but you need to put as much on as possible so it really soaks it in and brightens, as it says, teak brightener, so it brightens the teak up. So I've removed my rings. Husband said I need to remove my rings. Probably should get my watch off. But yeah, let's go for step 2, brightening the teak. I'm going to do one panel at a time. Again, just using the brush. I know I'm going with the grain, but I'm not scrubbing at all. I'm literally just making sure that it's getting even coverage. Very pretty. So we're in the cockpit. We did just notice it's drying out a little bit, so we just gave it a little bit of a hose over. And again, this is not about scrubbing it, so if I go with the grain, it's not a big deal. I'm just spreading it across. Let's go panel by panel again. Wow, look at that color change. I've done this bit, haven't done this bit, and look at it. I tell you what, Brightening is the right name for this product. I'm going to move our trusty little lazarette lifter up. That's incredible! That's incredible! The difference. This product is amazing. Oh, look at that! It's like a magic eraser. Erases off all of the yuckiness of the teak. This is how generous I was. The more product you have to put on the teak of teak brightener, the better. So yeah, I've literally got none left. So I've got to go spray everything off now, and then we'll see what it looks like. And then we're going to get lots of sunshine on the teak so it can dry off before step 3. All right, so we don't have the massivest boat, so we don't have heaps of teak. But I tell you what, a lot of people say, no, I don't want to have teak on my boat because it's too much maintenance. Literally, step 1 and step 2 didn't even take me 20 minutes. So you can stop there if you want with step 1 and step 2. and it already looks pretty bright and amazing. We're going to wait now, probably go and have maybe a glass of wine or something while it's drying, and then we're going to come down and do step 3. We wanted to speed the process up a bit and get it done before the sun went down. So I've got my trusty Dyson hairdryer. This is not a paid promotion, by the way. So just drying off the last little bits because it's super important that the teak is really dry. So just the last couple of minutes, and then I'll show you what it looks like between step 2 and 3. I'm happy to show you the result between step 2 and step 3. So as I said, we've just done the cleaner and the brightener, and it certainly has brightened it up. But you remember when I was doing, just before I did step 2, I said you can never use too much, and you can actually see the sections that I've missed with the brightener. You can see here, I've obviously missed a couple of these sections, which isn't a big deal given we're about to do the Semco sealer with the honey color. But yeah, it's really interesting to see there's a few little bits that I've missed, didn't get up in here. So that just shows that the brightener really does work. And this is, as I mentioned before, this is usually where we stop. We leave it like this, which, I mean, it's a pretty good outcome, but I'm hoping that next step just makes it that little bit extra amazing. As I said, I love teak. I love the teak look, that caramel look. So we'll see how we go. So I don't know whether you remember before, we told you and showed you the first, at the really start, these are the back 2 swim decks are the bits that get the worst sun. So that's actually come up. It was really grey and super thirsty before. The next step is really finicky. We're actually being told to use not a paintbrush because it can flick up. So I'm going to use this cloth, and you don't need much. You're literally just wiping it on like paint, pretty much, I hope. So that's the plan. I guess we shake the bottle and get started. I've just taken the lid off, and I can now see why they're saying to not use a paintbrush. It is literally like water. They also say to keep this stirrer nice and handy and keep stirring. I guess it gets a little bit of a skin on it if you don't stir it regularly. So I'm going to head up there, probably slide the tin up there with me and keep the stirrer with me, and I'll see how I go. One thing they did say on the instructions is try not to get it on the fiberglass, which yeah, I'm hoping not to do because you need a special product to remove it with. So I'm going to dab it on and see how I go. All right, let's go. Yeah. They have said you can do more than one coat if you want to. So I'm just going to do one coat, not be too liberal. I'm really anxious about getting up in this corner here because I don't want to get it on the fiberglass. Ah! Oh, good job. Okay, I think that's the hardest bit. So I'll keep sliding backwards. Oh, look at that in the sunlight. They say it's 10 to 15 minutes between coats. So, oops, it obviously dries really, really quickly. I'm going to stand up in a sec because I'm actually in the teak's in the shadow. Oh, geez. Really trying not to get it on the fiberglass. Alright. Get out of the way. Wow, look at that. So I'm really happy with the progress so far, so I'm going to keep going before the sun beats me to it. And I'll show you the finished product shortly. I know a lot of people say that teak's a lot of maintenance, but honestly, the most time-consuming part of this was waiting for the teak to dry after we cleaned it and brightened it. This is actually such a quick and, once again, really, really satisfying job just to see it come up beautifully. Very satisfying to see how beautifully the teak comes up. Just going to show you, before I start this section here, the difference between just the brightener and the sealer. So take a look at there, the two differences there. Very happy. It's doing the tricky little bit now under the, we've slid the aft bench forward, so just doing this little bit of teak that you can't quite get to. But all in all, and obviously we've got to do that swim deck and that swim deck, but yeah, we're getting close to the end. It's a very quick job. First coat, almost done. We can already see the bits that are drying, and we're pretty sure we're going to do another coat because I think we're a little bit a deeper color, so we're going to allow it some time to dry, And I'm pretty sure we'll be showing you the finished product tomorrow morning because the light's fading here. Just finishing up this last little bit here. I lifted up the swim ladder just to make sure I could get in all those edges. Unfortunately, I found a washer that had been sitting there for a while, so that's a bit of a rust stain that we're going to need to get rid of. Not sure what that's from, which is a little bit of a concern. It's a super easy job. I didn't really go onto the fiberglass much at all. You just go along the edges like that, and I'm really happy all in all. Come and take a look just of the while it's drying. Looks really pretty. It's obviously still drying, so it's a little bit uneven, but yeah, I think we're going to go another coat. So thanks for joining me. Hope that was a little bit informative for you. We'll take a look at what the next coat looks like, and we'll take it from there.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
This is very exciting. It's 24 hours later and all of the coats are done, and I want to show you the final product. I'm absolutely thrilled with the color choice. It's a little bit tacky underfoot still, but that's okay. We can show you around. This is the color. It is exactly the color that I want. Remember, we had a little bit of a mark here. The black came across, and that's just completely gone away. It's a nice even tone across the whole of the cockpit area. Can't slide this forward at the moment because the aft bench is forward. We did do a couple of extra coats on a couple of sections. So the two sections that we did 3 coats on were the swim decks at the back, which get a lot of afternoon sun. All right, so we're over here on the port side swim deck, and as I said to you and showed you at the beginning, this was really, really great, and I'm absolutely thrilled with the overall outcome of this. We're super lucky that we've got a fab dock to stand on. We're thinking the previous owner didn't have a fab dock because there's a little bit of hollowing on the teak in this side because we think they just used a brush like that. Obviously, it's quite difficult to get to if you don't have a fab dock. But this, I don't know whether you remember that this was really grey, super thirsty. So I'm really happy with the overall outcome of this. There's nothing grey, it's beautiful caramel honey colour. So perfect, exactly what we're after. We have noticed through going through this process that this section here, you can see here, it's wet. It stays wet a lot. So I'm not sure whether or not it's because we absolutely drenched this area. Maybe a little bit of water got into this storage locker here and it's just still dripping. And also we might have to do something with this bit here. A lot of water came out from underneath there, whether or not it's sealed properly. You can see some of the blacks come away, so we might have to look into that as well. Just the edges, really important to get around the edges. So we bought a 4 litre tin, and we probably only used a litre. So if there's anyone local that wants to buy 2/3 of a tin off us, hit us up. But yeah, really, really happy with this product. We might check in 6 months and let you know how it's gone as far as weathering and stuff is concerned, but I'm absolutely thrilled. So as I said, we've only ever usually done the cleaning and the brightening before, but this 3rd step, actually doing the sealer in this color tone, I'm thrilled. There's nothing better than pretty teak. And as I said, a lot of people avoid the teak look and just have that white fiberglass, but to be honest, it really didn't take that long to get it up to scratch, clean it, and then get this beautiful sealer on it. So as I said, everyone does teak differently. We went against the grain because teak is so soft. We didn't want to hollow it out. Everyone has a different opinion about this. Leave it. This is our boat. This is what we decided to do on our boat. So please feel free to leave it in the comments box below what you guys do. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you're happy with the final result. I know that I am. All right, so just when I thought I was all finished, all packed up, cleaned up, the canvas is on, I just stepped through the tuna door to go up to do the something on the bow, and all right, the biggest rookie error. I didn't realize there's a little bit of teak here, so looks like I'm not done. At least it's not too big a section of teak, but this is great because you can see the before and after. So look, this is obviously the teak that I've done. 3 steps: cleaning, brightening, and then the sealer, and this bit here, obviously I haven't. So yeah, the mistake of mine forgetting to do that bit, you can see the difference. So I hope you enjoy the video. See you next time on the rudder.